Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at the most expensive game for each Sony console. You guys seem to enjoy my similar video for Nintendo consoles, so I figured I'd continue this series with the PlayStation line. If you haven't seen my video on the most expensive game for each Nintendo console, go check it out. You might be surprised by some of the games listed. Also, a quick note, all prices in this video are in US dollars, and while accurate at the time of writing this script, by the time you watch this video everything could have changed, so just keep that in mind. Starting off with the console that put Sony on the map in the gaming world, the PlayStation 1. When doing research for this video, it surprised me how much disagreement there seems to be online regarding this console's most expensive title, so I'll list a few here. According to PriceCharting.com, the greatest hits version of NFL Blitz 2000 is currently on top, worth just under $1,500 loose and about $2,500 complete in box. If you're lucky enough to have this one sealed, it goes for a whopping $6,500. I bet most of you didn't expect a sports title to top this list. Usually we think of football games as some of the least valuable for any console they're available for. The Blitz series was a well-received and fondly remembered as standing out from the more straight sim-like football games that attempt to follow the rules of the NFL to a T. Blitz opted for more aggressive rules such as pass interference and late hits. As far as various games journalists' most expensive lists, no one seems to agree on either the most expensive games nor the prices they're worth. Since price charting pulls from actual eBay sales, I'd say it's more reputable, but I'll mention a couple others here too. The site The Gamer lists the original Resident Evil as most expensive, coming in at $1,765. Game Rant says it's the Assassin's Case version of Elemental Gearbolt, claiming it's worth $2,200. Moving on to the greatest selling console of all time, the PlayStation 2. Topping this list is a game I've never heard of before, called Kuon. It turns out this is a survival horror game that was made by none other than Dark Souls developer From Software. Taking place in Japan's Heian period, the player controls one of three characters whilst exploring an abandoned mansion and trying to be quiet as not to attract the attention of monsters. Kuon is currently selling for just over $500 loose and $900 complete in box. Next up is Sony's first foray into the handheld market, the PlayStation Portable. The PSP had a unique movie format on its proprietary UMD discs, but for the purposes of this video, I am limiting the list to video games only. This makes Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 portable, specifically the Junpei Hat Bundle, which comes with this unassuming blue cap, the most expensive title on the system, coming in at $360 loose and $480 complete in box. You might be better off just getting the recently re-released version of this one on modern consoles though. Next up, the PlayStation 3. Ushering in the era of Blu-ray discs, this system looked like alien technology to me when it first released in 2006. Today's most expensive title for it came as a surprise. It's the exquisite edition of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure at just under $1,000 loose and just under $1,400 complete in box. This special edition game commands such a price because it comes bundled with a figurine made of 6,000 Swarovski crystals. The game itself is an anime fighter that has been re-released over the years for each subsequent console generation, but sadly those do not come with a jewelry-encrusted statue. Next up is the criminally underrated PlayStation Vita. Topping the list here by a wide margin is Binding of Isaac Rebirth. This is a very popular indie roguelike action RPG shooter that has come to a myriad of platforms over the years. Rather than spending just under $3,000 loose or $4,000 complete, maybe pick it up on Steam for $15 instead. Second last on the docket is the PS4. Most games for this system in 2024 are quite affordable right now, as it's only one generation back and many people are looking to sell what they've got. Of course, there are always rare outliers. In this case, the top dog is a game called 1001 Spikes, coming in at $924 loose and $980 complete. It's an 8-bit 2D platformer that was critically acclaimed, and also available on Steam for $15. Finally, the current generation. We're right in the middle of the PS5 life cycle, and currently the most expensive game is the collector's edition of Baldur's Gate 3. Universally acclaimed by both critics and players alike, it's not hard to see why a special edition of this game commands the #1 spot. This edition comes with the standard items you'd expect from a physical collector's edition, like a map, soundtrack, and stickers. As always, I'd love to know what you think. Do you have any of these items in your collection? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. It would mean a lot to me. I make video essays on gaming news, history, and culture. Until next time, thanks for watching.